Hi, welcome to episode 76 of Mompreneur Space live show. I'm Kenneth Chu, the host and also the author of Mother Industrialist, Perfecting the Balance Between Motherhood and Business Success. So in my book, I've interviewed 15 mompreneurs I personally know in the past 10 years. I've also shared with the mothers how they can craft their mompreneurship blueprint using the 3 P's, which is passion, purpose, and profit to kickstart their business. At the same time, I have been running my own digital marketing agency, KC Creative Marketing, for the past 5 years, where I help startup, solopreneurs, self-employed, and SME by using social media, video marketing, and live streaming to build up their brand in today's online digital world. In this new season of Mompreneur Space live show, I will still be interviewing a successful mompreneur every Monday, and I hope that it will continue to inspire and motivate more mothers who are running their own business or for those who wanted to start their own business. So during the live show, you guys can start posting your question in the chat and we will answer them at the end of the show. So I hope you guys will enjoy this new episode. So in this new episode, we will be talking about roles versus responsibility. And today I have this really awesome mompreneur and she is phenomenal. In fact, I knew her coming to a year. And how I get to know her is through my workshop. She was attending my September Mompreneurship 4.0 workshop, and since then we have been catching up, been contacting each other. She has been also very involved in a lot of community service. So for this special mompreneur that is tuning in today, is coming on, that I've invited. She's a full-time working mom in the finance industry. She's also the founder of Stillen Maternity, which is a homegrown maternity wear label. She's a mom of 2 boys, 7 and 4, and she's also a community leader in Women's of Courage Asia. So without further ado, let us welcome Lisa. Hi Lisa. Hi, hello. Good to have you. Okay. Now, thanks for making the time to come on live, and finally I'm able to interview you after a long period of time. Lisa, just to let you know, there's a tradition that every guest get to post the question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest. So are you ready to answer the question of the day? So Lisa, are you ready? Are you ready with the answer to the question of the day?
Yeah, so long as not a trick question,
okay.
I'm fine.
So the question of the day posted by the previous guest is, what's your greatest achievement in life? So what kind of legacy would you like to leave behind? So there's 2 questions in one. Okay, so let me repeat. What is your greatest achievement in life, and what kind of legacy would you like to leave behind? Okay, spend some time to think about it while I will go on live, and maybe we can say hi to the rest. Hi Nicole, hi Gina, hi Alex, hi Angela. Okay, so for those who are tuning in, just say hi to us to let us know. So today, basically today's our topic is roles versus responsibility, and the reason why we have this topic is because when I was discussing with Lisa about the topic of the day, then we started to have a debate. And later we will share with you why we came out with this roles versus responsibility. Okay, so Lisa, are you ready with your answer to the question of the day?
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, I would still say my greatest achievement thus far, or I think will also be for quite some time, would be giving birth to my 2 kids.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think should I elaborate?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if you feel comfortable to share.
I think for moms that have lost babies, whether it's miscarriage or whatever, I think being able to have a rainbow baby, which means the baby that comes after, it's always something that brings extra meaning and significance to your life. So I think for me, being mom is something quite precious. Especially having gone through all those experiences. So I think my greatest achievement is being able to give birth to them. Yeah.
That's very nice to hear, because I guess that most mother will totally agree. Like if like for you, you have two boys, one 7 and one 4, so definitely having two kids is your greatest achievement so far, right?
Yep.
Okay, so the second question, which is, what kind of legacy would you like to leave behind?
Legacy. I think for me, my legacy is the same that I will leave behind. It's the same legacy that I will leave for my kids. I think for me, it's always teaching them that, life is moving, is really a journey of never learning, a life of never growing, never stop growing, never stop learning. Yeah, because I think the day where we become stagnant in our life is the day that, I think things will start to deteriorate. I mean, such is the world, right? If you don't start watering the plants, you don't do anything about it, things will just degenerate. So
Correct.
I think the only way we can be a better version of ourselves is always to keep learning, is always to keep growing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think
absolutely
that's
right.
what I want to tell my kids, to never stop learning.
That's good. That's good. It's really like lifetime learning. Like even our government is saying to have a lifetime learning, even though that you may have finished your degree or master, whatever qualification that you have, but when we step into the society, we still need to continuously learn things. Like even for you, you have been learning things, a lot of things recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's very good. And now we can officially kickstart with the show. Thanks Lisa for the awesome answer to the question of the day. So we have a lot of new people that is coming in, new audience. Maybe you can say hi to the viewers. Hi everyone, this is Lisa today. Lisa, she's a full-time working mom and also the founder of Stillen Maternity. Thank you guys for watching. And if you guys can hear us, just say hi to us, or even type 1 to let us know that you guys are in, so that we can say hi to you. Because we will be able to see, like, we have 10 people coming in, but we do not know exactly who you are. So you guys can just type 1 in the chat, so we know that you guys can hear us loud and clear, so that we can also say hi to you for staying on. Okay, so while waiting for the audience to share with us, to say hi to us, so maybe Lisa, you can do a short introduction of yourself, especially for those who are seeing you for the first time, and share with us what were you doing before you start your business, or whatever that you're currently doing. Share with us also, and where are you from, because we do have audience from all around the world that's watching Mompreneur Space live show, even for those who are watching the replay. So maybe you can do a short introduction of yourself.
Yeah, so for starters, I'm 100% Singaporean. Born and bred here. Singaporean made. For me, I am a mother of two, as what Kenneth had mentioned. Mother of a 7 and a 4-year-old boy. I am currently still holding a full-time job in the finance sector, but also working on Stillen Maternity, as well as my label. Apart from that, I'm also serving as a community leader at Women of Courage Asia. That's the bulk of it. Apart from being mom, yeah.
Okay, so what were you doing before everything that happens, like in your current job? Unless you, this is your first and only job till now. That means in the finance sector. Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
I have been there for. I cannot tell you how many years, because that will tell you my age.
I didn't know that. I thought that is like you might have been into other jobs. Is it same company, same department?
I changed department once.
Within the same company. Wow.
Yes, within the same company.
Wow.
But after that, it's been there all the way. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now I understand, because the first time when you share with me like everything. Okay, I believe that the audience will be curious, like, for you, how do you manage to be in the same company for so many years, ever since you graduated till now, right?
Actually,
I'm
even
also
before
curious.
I graduated, I was there already. I did my internship there too.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
So
but
now I can calculate.
not really.
Okay.
Anyway, been there. I mean, what? I think the finance industry is a industry that has changed. The climate has changed a lot in the last 20, 30, 15, 20 years. I mean, from the great financial crisis to, COVID to, there's just so many things that has happened in the markets. And it's every time when you go through different markets, you expect, you kind of think like history will repeat itself, but things don't always turn out the same. So you kind of get, caught by surprise how, just one factor that changes will change the whole ball game. So I would say finance is really a quite interesting place to work with. So the tempo is very fast. So I guess that has kept me on my toes for the last don't know how many years.
but it's really not easy to be in, because I was in I was working as a personal banker before. I know how fast it is. Every day it's like one day there seems like a week, because basically you are doing a lot of things within that 20, like maybe 12
hours.
12 hours, at least 12 hours. Like as a banker, we will report like 8 a.m. Then we will finish everything by 10 p.m. Then sometime after 10 p.m. we don't rest. We still have branch outing, gathering, and a lot of stuff, or maybe supper with colleagues. So like you mentioned, it's so fast paced, but you're able to be there in this fast pace. How did it happen? Because it requires a lot of seminars, a lot of discipline, and all that stuff. Yeah. Was it something that you expect yourself to be in the same job till now?
Oh, definitely not. I remember when I stepped into the company, the lady that was coaching me, she's been there at the company for 11 years. I was like, I looked at her and I was like, how does somebody last 11 years in the same company? I was like, I will never be able to do it. And in those days, people always say, your youngsters always like to job hop, blah, 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 right? I was like, max is like 2-3 years lah. That will be already very good already. But the job scope was something that was changing, challenging. That gave me room to grow. I think, like I said, I like to learn new things. So if it's a place that challenges me, that allows me to learn new things, then why not? 做生不做熟. So
true.
Yeah.
So it's always good to change. But if let's say within the company, there's kind of a level up also, because in bank there's ranking also. So your rank goes up, and also it means that your pay, your bonuses, and all that stuff will also increase over the years. Because you will also have like a 5 years service award. I don't have. Okay. But you see, the best thing is you don't even have that.
No
and
lah,
you're still with them, which is good.
Yeah, I guess you work more more than just the money. Yeah, I mean, if we go to work just for the money, I think that's when you start to die a little bit on the inside, because then day in day out is just the same thing. It has to be something else for than just the money, I guess.
Yes. And wow, this is I think you are the first guest, right, that was in the same job until now, which I can't dig any any history. But what were you studying back then? Did you study like
in
finance?
School? So I was studying finance. I actually did a double major. I was a marketing and finance major. I had my heart set on being a marketing exec, actually.
Oh, okay.
Never expected to be in the finance till the third year. Then I suddenly did I decided to go finance. Yeah, I did a detour.
Okay.
And I guess that's quite pivotal for my life. Yeah, because I think my life would be so different if I had stayed in marketing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because you have marketing friends, or friends who graduated from marketing.
I mean, marketing back then. Okay, because I came from SMU, then everybody is very funky one. They are very creative and things like that. So yeah, it's always very fun to hang around these people because they are always thinking out of the box and stuff. So finance, while it's very glamorized and people think, oh, you earn big bucks and whatever not, it's not really the case lah.
That's what I thought also initially when I got into a bank as a banker. I thought it's very glamorous, but it's glamorous on the outside.
They all try to sell us that so that we'll get to join them. But I'm not saying that glam is one thing, but glam is for any job that you do, people only see the good part of it. Nobody knows how much hard work goes behind it.
True.
Yeah.
Which is I think now I kind of have the answer, like why. Maybe that's the reason why you started Stillen Maternity, because that's where you can add in a bit of marketing knowledge that you have not been using for many years. Or maybe you can share with us, like, how do you
I guess I'm
Stillen?
itching to use the creative part of me lah. After being
so
so
many years.
rational, looking at dollars and cents, I think I want to be a bit more in tune with the creative side of me. But what sparked Stillen? Very long story, but let me just bring it very, very short.
Yeah, long story short.
So I did mention to you all about the the story. But what was probably more also pivotal was I think 2 years after my youngest son. Like I say, being a mom is so important to me, and I think for the times that when they were young, my daily life was just going to work, coming back home, be with them, look after them, play with them. Everything is about them. Then after that is work again. I mean, of course, other than patawing my spouse lah, but it's just pretty much this cycle. And I think by the time my youngest one came along, I found that I wasn't really happy. I kind of felt like I lost myself. Yeah, and I didn't really know who I was. I guess it also comes off as like a midlife crisis. Maybe some people would term it that. Yeah, so
Quarter life crisis, I guess.
Oh yeah, still young, quarter life. So yes, so so one fine day, after I couldn't take it anymore, there was an episode at work. So I was like, enough is enough. Okay, maybe I need to do something for myself. So I came back home. I talked to my husband. I said, "Hey, I think I need some time off. I think I'm gonna burn out already because work is getting a lot, very stressful. The kids are growing, and their needs of me, their time of demand of me is growing as well. And I just feel very mummified, like, if that's a word, So then I told him, say, can I take some time to find myself again? I need to know that I'm more than just mom.
Yep.
Not just So then I took time to do a bucket list.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, bucket list is one thing lah. I went to do scuba diving, something that I've wanted to do for many years. I've never done it. Yeah, then I also went to pick up some hobbies, pick up some of my old hobbies that I used to do, like cooking, baking, sewing, and it was true.
Very home econs.
You can tell I'm actually very home person. Although my husband will disagree. He said, you cannot last a day in the country. You'll be a city girl for sure. But I actually have that part of me where I'm happy doing all this. I guess 女孩子喜欢用扮家家酒语。
Correct. The home econs kind of like homemaker kind of.
Yeah. I look up to my mom lah. My mom is a 女强人, so she's also somebody who is very. She works full time.
Yep.
And she also took very good care of us. So I always look up to her. I guess I want to model my life after her. So that's why that part of me is
the strong career part, and also want to do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
And always keeping yourself busy.
Yes, she's also the same. 闲不下来的.
Even now, your mom is still like busy.
Oh, she's like what, 70 something. She's still working. Yeah. So she cannot stop and also.
So it kind of runs in the blood.
Yeah. And so after that, it was through one of those sewing classes that one of the project just wanted us to conceptualize the design and just brought me back to my pregnancy days.
So it's just because like you went to pick up a hobby, the sewing, the class, and that's how everything started.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. I mean, it was something that allowed me to put what I had in the back of my mind onto paper, and to see that it could be something that could come to pass. Because I'm a person that have a lot of, Sophia have some idea, I have some idea there.
Full of ideas.
Yeah, but I don't really have the time to really execute them. But that class probably made me to really sit down and conceptualize that designs. how I want it to be, what was the selling point and things like that. So I thought since I'm already doing it, then let's see how far I can bring it lah. Yeah, and I guess it was also coming from a point that I wanted to challenge myself to do things that I have not been able to do before. I mean, being at the for some time, I think there were part of me that wanted to grow in other areas, and I couldn't do that within my job.
Yep.
So, like I said, the creative part was something that I felt
It's missing.
missing. So, so this really gave me the opportunity to rediscover that part. Yeah.
So I guess it's also because if not for your kids, you won't feel that burnout. If not for your kids, you won't have the chance to pursue, take up some hobbies, and eventually touch sewing, and that's how Stillen Maternity was born.
I
Right?
think I would have still. I mean, I still do sewing, I still do cooking, but I probably wouldn't have gone to it on a full-time basis in that sense. Like I wouldn't have created a labor out of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that,
Or rather, I wouldn't have thought it would be possible for me to do it.
so how long was Stillen Maternity really till now?
Still, from conceptualizing to now, it's been some time lah. I mean, we just hit our first year, a month plus since the official launch. But since conceptualizing, probably about 2 years.
Okay.
About 2 years, yeah.
So it's about a year of conceptualizing, thinking, planning, then launch about a year ago. So congrats on your first anniversary.
Thank you.
Because it seems to me like it has been quite some time already.
Yeah, because we keep talking about it, ma.
Yeah, okay, keep talking about it because I remember when you came for my workshop in September last year. So this idea seems to be there for quite some time, but in fact it was only like 6 months back then.
3 months plus
3 months.
only.
Okay, so you're still
new.
very new because I remember we spoke about it, even some sessions, and we bounced off ideas. So I guess this is something that I believe that the audience, right? Because we have people coming in. We have Jacqueline coming in. We have Rachel coming in. Hi Rachel Pang from Shopper Vision.
Oh, hi Rachel. I remember her from our workshop.
Yes, yeah. So she was touching on the marketing part. Yeah. So coming back to you, right? Because when you start Stillen and now having a full-time job, is it possible? Because I know of a lot of mothers that I spoke to, they will say, it's not possible to juggle both full-time and also a business on the side. So how did it work for you, especially for the past 1 year or so?
It's not impossible. It can be done. Yes, but at what price?
What do you mean by what price?
I didn't. There's definitely a cost, opportunity cost for all the time. I mean, we all only have 24 hours.
Yep.
So I guess there's always something that has got to give in order for you to have time to work on this. So I would just say that I have a very supportive husband. I think that's a very important key to this equation that makes it work.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I could have done it if it's not for him, because on the days when the kids will be screaming for mommy, I want mommy. If not for the fact that he's a very hands-on daddy, I don't think I can concentrate and work on this and be and 放心, you know.
And be being at ease because because I also understand that a lot of mothers it's very hard to let go. It's very hard for them to let go and kind of like trust their husband in handling the kids. Like even for my wife, it took her a while. It took not just a while, years for her to really be not to say that she don't trust me. It's just that she felt that she could do a better job. I guess a lot of mothers that is tuning in right might agree with me, right? A lot of mothers will think that I will do a better job. My husband cannot do it better than me. That kind of mentality or that kind of mindset, which is not wrong. But at times, this is something I share with a lot of mothers. Imagine, right? Why would we want to offer our help? Because we don't want our love of our life, which is you, our wife, to be so tired, so shagged, so grumpy, so grouchy, and all that stuff. We would not want our love of life to have all that, to be unhappy, the most important thing. So that's why we want to offer. But we know that sometimes it's about the attachment that mothers do have with the kids. That's why we want to offer. But do trust us, because if not, you will not trust us in marrying us, right? So
Yes.
it's the same goes with taking care of the kids.
You've already trust your heart with the fella that you marry. You might as well just trust him with the kid.
Correct. So that's why when I share this perspective to a lot of mothers, then okay, it's in fact quite true, because I guess the belonging, because the child is with you for 10 months, then you gave birth. If your birth is not easy, like you mentioned in the beginning, your birth is not easy. Even for my wife, in fact, we are not even supposed to have our daughter. My wife is not physically healthy. She's down with lupus. So our daughter is basically I would say an angel. It's a miracle baby. So that's why, I guess, that's why her whole heart and soul is really into our daughter. That's why 很难放手, very hard to let go.
I think a lot of times it's not that we don't trust it's just that, like you say, the attachment is so strong, especially hormones also naturally makes us build that wall around that we are the mama bear, nobody's supposed to come near the baby.
The defensive mechanism.
Yes, the defensive mechanism is actually very, very real. So it probably will take some time to slowly let go.
And also, and you mentioned, and what you mentioned, right, is what I've seen in a lot of mothers nowadays, because of the hormonal changes, and some of them are not even aware, or some of their husband do not know such thing happens. Such thing will happen. Because why would I know? Because of me working in Motherhood magazine about 12 years ago, and I need to consume the content. I know about pre and postnatal depression, the blues, hormonal changes, and all that stuff. So especially when you are breastfeeding, a lot of things will come also because of uncomfort. So having said that, right, let's see. Okay, we have Elsa tuning in. We have Melody. We have yourself.
Hi Melody.
We have yourself saying hi. Hi, hello, hi everyone. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions for Lisa, right, like how did she juggle being a full-time working mom and also running a business on the side? Yeah, so can just post the question in the chat, then later we will I will ask Lisa about it. So coming back to you, like now you mentioned that we only have 24 hours and you're having your full-time job and having still having time to run your business, which is Stillen Maternity. So how do you block out the time? How do you is there a schedule, or is there a formula? Is there a secret? Because I believe a lot of mothers will be wondering, like, you have 2 boys, some more. I think boys, most of them will feel that, wow, 1 boy is really hard to handle already. You still got 2 boys.
That's why the trick is to give them to have 2 so they keep each other company.
I guess that theory works, right? Because I always tell my wife, like, you always complain like our daughter is always sticking to you. Why not we have another one so that she can play with the younger one, so that she won't, like, they will distract them away from you lah.
Yeah, yes and no lah. Of course, then when they quarrel, then it'll be like, you need to be the judge again. It'll be every other day, mommy got this, this. Yeah, then you also, endless story lah.
Is that a day-to-day thing for boys, for brothers?
I think they were a lot. I think because my youngest was much younger too. From young, he never knew life with just me and my husband. So to him, actually, Koko is his world. Koko is his hero. He learned to say Koko before he learned to say daddy and mommy. So that was how much he looked up to his Koko. But as he grew older, I guess also awareness lah.
Yeah.
He learns to have his own personality, individuality. So he will start to know that, Koko play cheat. Koko will ask him to do certain things because Koko want him to, So then like Koko, mommy, Koko this, Koko that is, this kind of stuff lah.
Become the complaint king already.
Yeah. So he is a bit wiser now. He doesn't, he will compare about Koko. Then Koko is also, because there's a 3-year gap.
Yep.
So in terms of maturity, he is a little bit more advanced than his age or so.
Okay.
So he does sometimes find like, Titi is a bit kiddish already. So he's at that stage where he'll be like, I don't really want to play with Titi, but if got no choice, he will play lah. So there's that kind of brotherly tension, but I'm not too fussy about it, because at the end of the day, they still make up, fight and make out, and they still hug it out. So that's fine. They're still close. So I think, okay. Just need to manage that lah. But
so it seems like hearing from you, like managing two boys seems to be easy. It's not as hard as what most people are thinking. Most parents are thinking.
It's not easy. sorry if I made it look too simple.
Because you sound simple.
No. All moms of boys, mom of 2 boys, 3 boys, or mom of boys will tell you it's not easy at all. If you heard the equation, right? They say, okay, it's just an example. Okay, I'm not saying everybody is the same.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer first. Okay, that 1 boy is equivalent to 2 girls. So if you have 1 boy, you have 2 boys, you're equivalent to having 4 girls. Yeah. So that's the kind of the noise level that you have in the house lah.
Okay. I agree with the noise level. I agree.
Yeah, because they have so much energy to burn. They are just constantly climbing, crawl, everything lah.
Yeah, you need to. That's why outsourcing to your husband is the best way, right? To check out your husband rather than check out yourself.
Well, men have their cave to go to. So if they're very tired, then they'll be their bear in the cave. Yeah. Also, no good for me leh. So I rather deal with the kids. Sometimes it's easier to deal with the kids who, kids very easy one ma. They angry, then they make out, they forget about it already. When you scold them, but you can't scold your husband.
I get it.
They cannot.
I get it, because I always will agree. This is what I tell other mothers also. In fact, men are very simple. Like even your husband is like another boy. We are always the boy at heart. Like we like to play games. We like to do a lot of things. We like to be adventurous. It's very, very simple lah. Yeah, don't have to complicate things. So having said that, like now you have a full-time job, which is also demanding because you have been in the job for many, many years, and also starting your business, which is in maternity, and also 2 boys. And on top of all these things you are doing, right, you still volunteer yourself as a community leader with Women of Courage Asia. So why did that additional role came in? Yeah, it's like aren't you very busy already? Your 24 hours would have maxed out already, but you still have this additional time for it, which I believe that a lot of mothers that are tuning in, they must be wondering like how do you find time for it? Some of them have 1 job already, don't have time already. Have 1 job and 1 kid already, don't have time already. How do you manage to have that?
I guess it's how important that thing is to you in terms of, of course urgency makes a difference, but we are body, soul and spirit. I guess I think my soulish part needs the creative side,
soulish part,
my soul needs the creativity. That's why I need that soul food. People they eat to have soul food or they watch Korean drama to have soul food.
To charge you in a way.
Yes, correct.
Charge your soul.
Yeah, so for me, actually, Stillen is my soul food. So I don't feel tired when I'm doing it, in that sense.
Because you're passionate about it.
Yeah, I'm not as tired. I'm still tired, but I'm not as tired. I mean, I'm not a robot. I still get tired doing it, but it, like I say, because it challenges me, there's the adrenaline, there's something that keeps me going there. So it fills me out in that sense.
It's like an outlet for you. With all the negativity, whatever energy that you had.
I use too much rational thinking at work already.
So
I just need
balance.
some. Yeah, correct. So then I guess for Women of Courage Asia, it was very much the spirit side. Because I've been fortunate enough that I've been able to walk out of, that midlife crisis.
Quarter life crisis.
Quarter life crisis. But I could have gone spiral down further into something else.
Yep.
I was definitely at the brink of a breakdown already. So And from my own experience of the loss, I guess I felt like there was definitely more that I could offer than what I'm doing. I mean, my daily work doesn't really allow me to interact a lot with people on a relational level. Stillen is still something that's growing, but because I'm still on the back, I'm working behind the scene. Again, I don't have that kind of opportunity to really be on the ground and reach out to them yet.
The social part, right?
Yeah. So, Women of Courage Asia is a platform where we challenge women to move from a place of fear to a place of courage. And I think that was where I was when I had my quarter life crisis. I was facing a lot of fear in my life, fear of who I am, or why am I doing the things I'm doing, fear of whether I'm good enough as a mom. There's just a lot of thoughts that were, holding me down as a person, as a baggage from experiences. So, being able to move on, and I found myself resonating with the mission behind Women of Courage Asia. Getting women to move from fear to courage. And I think that's something that a lot of women have. We have a lot of fears. We have a lot baggages. And if what we do at one of our meetings is usually to share our personal story of courage, to encourage one another, that hey, if I can do it, you can do it. I think a lot of times we just need to know, we are, especially in the society today, we hardly have a chance to hear people share this kind of stories. What we hear is on the newspaper and things like that. And
whether is it true or not true is still a question mark.
And because you're not hearing from the horse's mouth, I guess it also take away a certain person elements of closeness that you can build with the person. So when I was there to explore, the story I heard, I mean, I'll be tearing because it is just the struggle is very, very real, and you just feel like you can bond with these ladies because they're just very open about what they share.
Because it's a safe haven for all of you, safe environment for you all to be able to share openly and not being judged, because everybody, that's why it's called Women of Courage. And I'm want to do a shout out to Lillian, who's the founder of Women of Courage Asia, and also my fellow Black Card Books author. I'm really, really very proud of her building this community, and also to extend it to more women, because like what you mentioned, even for me in the past 10 over years of working with mothers, working with women also at the same time, I understand there's a lot of fears, but there's no place that is safe enough. Nobody has created that safe place for a lot of women to really open their hearts, to really share their struggles. And then because with women that overcome all this adversity and coming back to pay it forward, to share, like for you have pulled through it, and definitely you want to pay it forward, want to help in any ways, to tell them that hey, you are not alone. I believe that is the key thing, because a lot of time we will just keep ourselves. Even for me, I went through depression. Even such an optimistic person like me, bubbly person like me, I will still go into depression. So don't talk about people who are very introvert or very quiet. They will fall into that also. So that's why I believe that like why you talk about the spiritual part, which is to give back and being a community leader, because you felt there's a mission, there's a calling for you to really help out and to share your story. And at the same time, while sharing, you're also absorbing, getting courage from the rest.
Also. I'm also getting encouraged too.
So having doing all these things, so time is not a factor for you, what I say.
It is. Well, I have it quite compartmentalized in a way.
That means your time management is really good, lah.
No, my husband would choose to disagree with that.
Because everything is him. Everything is him.
No. Okay. Because for my job, the good thing about the nature of my job is, while it's very, very intensive for the time that I'm at work, for the longest time, I didn't have to bring home work. So once I get off work, I'm off work. Unless, some ad hoc stuff do occur every now and then, but otherwise it's okay.
It's not that often, right?
Not that often, yeah. So thankfully, so pretty much after work, is I will spend like the dinner time till probably about 9. The kids will go to bed, go to sleep. Then after 9ish is my time to work on Stillen. My weekend is also Stillen part of it. Yeah, but I will always like segment a period of time is family time.
Yep.
So I feel like, weekend is not the whole day that we need to spend with the kids. They can do their own things too, because as they're growing, and like I say, because they have the two of them, it's not that difficult. I can still carve out, right? I can still carve out bits and pieces here and there to work on it. And a lot of the ideas that I have, I jot them down so that when I need to do it, I can just attack it. And so you just can find pockets of time here and there to do it lah.
Yeah. And what you mentioned is very, very true, and this is what I share with a lot of mothers who say, oh, I don't have time, I got one kid, I really want to die already, how to have more time. But I guess it's all in the mind. If you want to make time, you will make time. And the other thing is to time block, which is to manage your time in terms of time block. And you mentioned that the kids, in fact, kids don't need 100% of our time. Like you mentioned, this is something that a lot of parents need to understand and need to realize. The kids need to breathe away from the parents also. If not, they will be always on their gut, especially if you are a tiger mom or tiger father. They have to always be on their gut. Yeah, so I guess for you also give them the freedom because you have two of them, and also you really condition them that it's not a habit. They will always come and find you. They know that there's certain time they can come and find you, right?
They have not been so well trained yet. But I guess what is probably right is how to say, they quality time is probably important. And I think with my first one, because he was my rainbow baby, I was very protective of him. So to the point that I was with him all the time. But I realized because I was so protective of him, everything he needs to look to me to see whether agree or don't, approve or don't approve, then can do. Then it kind of like work against it, isn't it? Because then he cannot stand for himself.
Correct.
He cannot
not
make
independent enough. Make decision on themselves.
And that was not how I was brought up to be by my parents. My parents pretty much not that they, but it's pretty much a please, you got to be independent, look after yourself, because my mom need to work. There's pretty much not many adults at home, so I don't want my son to grow up to be the kind that's the strawberry generation where must always cling at mommy's skirt, that kind. So
are you the eldest in the family?
No, I'm the youngest actually.
Oh, in the family. So you have siblings?
I have one elder brother.
Okay.
Yeah, but we were both very, very independent in that sense.
Well trained by your mom.
Oh yes. So then, and my dad too. He would drop us at libraries for hours while he go to the adult section. He'll just drop us at the children's section for 2-3 hours. Yeah, when we're done, we'll go and find him, kind of thing. So that's the kind of independent that I want my kids to grow up to be, because I won't be around forever. So I got to teach them to be resilient, to be independent. Yeah.
I guess that's also why you chose to step into entrepreneurship. Because that resilient part of you have to come out.
Yep.
Yeah, and not being dependent on your full-time job also, right?
I wasn't really thinking about the story and all these things, but I guess it did. The story of this resilience thing did come true after a while, that I realized that, hey, by me starting out on the entrepreneurship journey, I also show my kids that, mommy is not somebody that, just is, not that I say I'm not contented with life. I've been very blessed that, it's been pretty okay. But like I say, life is not just smooth sailing all the way. That's definitely, I think they need to see me in action, which I think they see me more in this entrepreneurship journey than me at my job, because they don't see that part at all.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And that's why in fact, your story, right, is also the reason why I want to do what I want to do. That means to empower mothers to be entrepreneurs, because the part of you, right, your children will be able to see. Like for my wife, if not for this working at home, That means for this pandemic, right, she won't be working at home. And my daughter will not know, hey, mommy, when mommy work, right, she's very serious. Cannot play, right? She'll kind of scolded. So just now, during the daytime, because this week is school holiday for them. So my daughter, she's very sticky to her. So she will come, and my mommy here, mommy there. Then my wife, when she is at work, right, she's very serious. So she will speak a bit louder, a bit on the fierce, stern. Then my daughter is like, oh, then for me, I cannot take it. I say, darling, can you don't disturb mommy? I will go out. I say, can you don't disturb her? You anything, you can come to me. Yeah. So it's like, because of this working at home, right? But at the same time, it's also a part of entrepreneurship, because working at home, a lot of entrepreneurs work from home, work at home, and this is something that where the children can see. Like during this period of time, my daughter already conditioned that I'm going to run the live show, so she will not come and disturb me. Then so it's really conditioning your kids to know when to disturb you, when you are free, and also like you mentioned, it's also to be 100% present for them. The quality of it. A lot of times I see a lot of parents, when they spend time with the kids, right, their mind and soul is with the work. Or when they're at work, their mind and soul is with the kids. So they are spreading themselves so thin. And kids being kids, right, they're very sensitive creature, human being. So they will sense whether mommy is there 100%. So when they talk to you and you don't respond, you're not there, your soul, body are not there, they will felt it. And that's why I have parents or friends coming to me, hey, how come my kids don't listen to me? Because when your kid wants to talk to you, you are not listening to them.
Actually, I mean, honestly, what you're saying is very true, because I am still learning, and I still learning how to change and grow with the needs of the kids, and like you say, spending quality time. I mean, I'm guilty of what you say as well.
I think everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, I do see what you're saying, that as I became more aware, nowadays when I talk to my kids, sometimes one side coming, one side out. I'll be like, that's not really the kind of response that I want from my kid. And it's just as a reminder to myself that, hey, you need to be there when you spend time. If not,
it's not just physically there, it's really the heart and soul, and like the handphone put one side, whatever, no distraction at all. It's easy said and done, but the thing is the effort has to be there, because if you don't start it now, right, in the future, which I've seen a lot of parents, a lot of my older friends, their kids are already old enough, and the kids is not talking to them at all, because when they were young, you are not talking to them. When they want to talk to you, they want to talk to them. So now when they are older, you want to talk to them, they don't even want to talk to you. So there's a lot of repercussion, a lot of side effects on that. That's why it's about the quality of time being 100% present, because although every day I will spend about 2 hours with my daughter, even over lunch, over dinner, it's really good enough. It's the 100% listening to them, what they have after school, who are their new BFF and all that stuff. Really been there to listen to them. And like you mentioned, after they go to bed, ready for school, from 10 onwards, it's me working ready. So you have to schedule your time also. Yeah. So having said that, right, like now you're working from home, how had this pandemic affected you? Like your job, your business, or even things that you're doing?
I would still say, actually, on the hindsight, right, this circuit breaker has been quite a good change for. I don't think it's just me. I think it has been quite a good impact for a lot of families. Yes, I mean, we have heard of other families who have not done so well in the CB as well. But I think it did allow a lot of us to take a step back from our very hectic schedule and be forced to communicate and connect with the people that we are stuck in the four walls with.
Especially your spouse, right?
No, that one is okay. I mean, we've been friends for so long, so it's okay already. Yeah, we don't have that problem. But it's like how because my voice really had a lot of energy, so how we kind of like really try to keep them engaged and build the bond during this circuit breaker was playing a lot of family games. Yeah, so he's at the age that he likes to play Monopoly. He can play all those card games and whatever not. So we'll play together lah. Uno. Even the younger one is at the stage where he can understand numbers. So we just saying you pick that 4 or you pick that thing and you throw the
Start
card
learning
for
lah.
us.
It's about the
Yeah.
bonding. It's also about
Yep.
blocking time for family games. And now you
Yeah.
have more hours. You have 2 hours, 2 and 4 the commuting hours. You can just block it out and just play games with them. And after that,
yeah.
they are done already. Then after that, they won't come and disturb you.
Kids is never enough one day. You should know.
But I guess it's also the control. So
Yeah, control lah. Yeah, but we do. I mean, we still stick to, bedtime. Then after bedtime is here, they just need to go to bed. Then I have my me time. If not, then it will be quite difficult if I don't have that.
Yeah, good to hear that you have benefited from this circuit breakers or this pandemic period. So at the same time, what would you advise working moms before they jump into setting up a business? What would be your maybe one advice or 3 advice if anyone having a full-time job, but do not want to leave the job, but they wanted to, like for you, to have another creative side, to be out to start a business or to fulfill some dreams? Maybe one.
Okay, honestly, because I'm the kind that's really just haphazard kind. I just go with the feel, go with the flow one. It's not so easy for me to just, because it's like me pointing finger back at myself for not doing it before. I mean, definitely, if I had the chance to go back to tell myself at that point in time how I could have done it better, or even
That's good.
would probably be definitely to share that idea out much earlier in the stage.
Share the idea out with who? That means to toy with the idea, with the market.
No, I mean the fact that if you decide to go out and do it, you need to start from a very early stage to let people know that you are doing something, and not do it after you have launched. I think that's where
Okay.
no, because
that means to test out the idea, or what we call to develop the minimal variable product.
no, more like to grow your community even before you officially have your brand, your launch and whatever. You need to have a community that's already on your journey with you. They are kind of like anticipating what you are trying to do. They know what you're going to do, and they want to know how you're growing this business. What is your milestone along your journey? I think it's it's something that I wish I could have brought the mommy community that I'm working with along with, when I share with them, how it was like when I started out. Whether is it testing out that new apparel, choosing the different kind of fabric, me crossing my first fear barrier to go a country by myself. I don't even know, to go and find manufacturer. All these things are things that
A
you will
support
be.
team, a support.
I mean, just to also, like you said, like how I do with you, I bounce idea off you. Your community is a very precious resource to bounce idea off. Because they are excited with you on your journey already. So I think it's good to build that that community right from the start. And definitely they will also help you tweak ideas on where your direction of your business is supposed to go. I think because I'm a dreamer, so I sometimes get so lost in my dream.
Keep flying.
No, sometimes you are also perfectionist lah. So you keep thinking, then you never really act on it, But
overthink.
You overthink. So you just need somebody on the ground to kind of tell you whether it's in line with what they want.
I guess like you pointed out something that I guess most mothers who want to start business, they always want the fluff, meaning that I have a company, I'm a founder of what. But in the end, when they go out to the market, right, they are alone. Like you mentioned, you are alone, and because you are doing this for the first time, you have no one there to guide you, or someone to bounce off the ideas, or a market or a community to really, if I do this, how would it be? That means to bounce off comments, or maybe to test out the market within your focus group. So this is something that for some mompreneurs or mothers who want to start business, I will share with them that the key thing is to build your fence, or you build your tribe. Example, if you want to start a maternity wear, what you will need to do is to build a community of pregnant mothers, then to support them, to share with them, or maybe be like a mentor to them, to advise, okay, now I have 2 kids, or even group of mothers that already have 1 kid, 2 kids, to come in to share with all these pregnant mothers. Yeah, so that could be the way. So depending on what business you want to step in, but definitely it's not too late. You still can start something, and now you have a community. And I guess you also touch on something that bounce off ideas. You need someone who's a mentor, who's been in the market, that is experienced enough to give you guidance and give you direction, and not take opinion from people who have not done it. This is something that I realized, that a lot of mothers who step into business, they take the wrong advice, taking opinion as advice, taking opinion from people who has not been there, done that, and to execute, because maybe they have not done it. They are just giving you their opinion, their take on it, but it may not be practical. So this is something to be more aware lah. Yeah, but thanks a lot for the advice to share with the mothers if they want to start a business, start a community first, so that you have a community for you to bounce off the ideas, and also for your business. So time really flies. Really kind of more than what we actually, because it was a good chat initially. When we first started, you say, "Oh, Kenneth, I can't chat. I can't do this." But in the end, you do good. Yeah, you are.
Thank you.
Yeah, very, very, very well. So having said that, maybe you can let the audience know how can they get connected with you.
You can follow me on my Facebook page, Lisa Chong, or you can follow Stillen on IG under Stillen_SG. Yeah.
Okay. So for those who want to get connected with Lisa, you can go to the description of this post. All her links, all her social media links are being stated inside, so you guys can connect with her. You can DM her, or even to message her. So last but not least, now it's your turn for you to post the question of the day out to the audience, and also to the next guest. So Lisa, are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
So
share
so my question to the next speaker or the audience would be, what is your last story of courage?
Last story of courage. Oh, interesting.
So it's something that we practice at our Women of Courage Asia monthly meeting, but I think it's a very important question that a lot of us can answer. I mean, I the adrenaline is good, I guess, also. but I mean, I'm just saying, but we need to remind ourselves that we have milestones in our life that we can look back, that we say, hey, I've done it, you know. Yeah, we can just pat ourselves on the back and say, hey, well done. Because a lot of the time we don't appreciate ourselves enough. So I think that's something that we can all do for ourselves.
Yeah. So I just want to confirm your question of the day, right? Which is, what is your last story of courage?
Yep.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
So this question of the day posted by Lisa goes out to all of you who are watching, who are still tuning in. Really thank all of you. The 12 of you have been still online. If you guys have any question, you can just let us know in the chat now, before we go to wrap up. So the question of the day by Lisa is, what is your last story of courage? So for those who are watching the replay, and for those who are tuning in, you guys can share with us your answer in the chat. If not, Lisa, any last advice for the mothers who are thinking of stepping into entrepreneurship, or for those who want to pursue their passion? So any last advice for them?
Last advice. You are your worst critic, but you should also be your best cheerleader. Yeah.
Wow.
Because so always frame your thoughts to be the best cheerleader for yourself. Let the critic be somebody else. Yeah.
Wow. That's a very, very awesome advice for all the mothers out there, for those who are tuning in. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Melody. Thanks, Elsa.
Ladies.
Also, thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Nicole. Thanks, Gina. Thanks, Alex. Okay. Thanks, Angela. Thank you very much. And thanks for the hearts. I didn't see who leave
Thanks,
the hearts.
Anita. Yeah, I can see some of my
Your friends
Thanks,
inside?
Belinda. Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone. And Kenneth here signing off. Okay, Melody say a powerful statement by Lisa. Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks,
thanks,
Melody.
Melody.
Thanks a lot.
Right.
Yeah. So Kenneth here signing off with Lisa. Thank you guys for watching Mompreneur Space live show, and I shall see you guys next week. See you guys.
Alright,
Thank
see you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.